It's all yours.
Well, hello there. You might be wondering why you're seeing me and not the typical dungeon master, and it's because I have taken control of the car and we are driving off a cliff together. Welcome, one and all, to the limited series presented by Chronicles of Gaia of Masks: A New Generation. We're calling it Masks: The Next Generation because I fully misread the title and just started typing that everywhere we went. That's my bad. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, but don't worry, I'll do some more dastardly things before we're done. There's a few things that we have to say before we get started. First off, thanks for joining us, and I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. Secondly, Sieron, as always, has gone above and beyond in terms of art for this series. You can find him at the Shockwave48 on Instagram. And as always, we don't pay you enough, man. You're awesome. And secondly, I'd like to thank, specifically when it comes to the technicality of this game, I would like to thank the lovely Liv for doing fucking everything else, because good. I wouldn't know what I'd be doing.
It was a sprint to get here.
Hey, we made it. It's the 80-meter dash, and we've won silver, but we can kick the dude with the gold and take his money. So it's fine.
I did all the Twitch stuff.
Wrong.
I set up all the Twitch stuff. I don't have my character sheet ready.
That's super fair.
So I'm making it now.
It's the link I sent, and it's literally just add 1 to the stats. You should be fine.
Yeah, I'm good now. I've got it.
Speaking of which, we're playing the game that I mentioned before, Masks: A New Generation. We're already at this point of me talking. Cool. It is a game that is powered by the Apocolypse system, for those of you that are familiar, so you just need 2 of these, the little booklet, and some friends, of which I, of course, have a few. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Wait, I have friends?
Oh,
Why did no one tell me this?
I gotta
I
go.
thought this was court mandated therapy. Oh shit, dog.
If I'm your therapist, I see why you have a problem.
You're my therapist. I pay you.
I don't know where people are oriented on me on the stream. So in this direction, there's someone.
It's me.
It's you.
Hi, my name. Do I tell them who I am playing?
Go for it. Promote.
Hi.
Yes, you can, and promote yourself on the internet.
Hi, my name is Liv Knightley. I am a person. I guess I'm a dungeon master, most importantly. You can find me at Liv_Knightley on Instagram. You can find me at Liv Knightley on Twitch. I've been doing a Nuzlocke with a friend of the show, Liam. We're doing a soul lock right now. It's gonna be a while till we play again, but it's super fun. And I run Chronicles of Gaia, which is the fucking channel you're on now. I don't know. Julia, you're up.
Oh, you may have seen me before. Maybe not. That's okay. My name is Jules VA. You can find me on Fiverr. Don't know if I'm allowed to plug it, but you can find me at Fiverr, Jules VA. I do voiceover commissions. I'm an amateur voiceover artist. Please hire me. I am poor and need money for all my D&D obsessions. And this guy, I don't think he has anything to plug, but he's here.
I have nothing to say. Hi, it's me. You can call
The
me
internet
Lobster.
doesn't know him.
I am literally unknowable. I am off the grid. I am like a raccoon in the garage right now. So don't bother trying to find me. It'll never happen. But don't worry. I'm these guys' friends. You can call me Lobster.
Ooh, lobster.
Okay.
We can change your chat name. So.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You can call me Lobster is somehow very intimidating and in no way intimidating in the slightest.
Like I said, raccoon in the garage, off the
Unknowable.
grid. Unfindable. The government has tried.
My name is Eric. I like playing TTRPGs, and I played in Chronicles of Gaia before. My day job is an exterminator, and I hope nobody from my office sees this because that would be quite embarrassing. And I don't really have anything to plug. Thank you.
That's super fair. You may have seen me as well, considering I've tried to be in everything and tried to weasel my way into all of Liv's projects.
I
I'm
can't
Jack.
get rid of him.
Oh, it's
Hey,
you.
Eric, can I
need-
hire your services? I
Ooh,
know.
Yeah,
do you have a boyfriend function on your exterminator gun? Anyways, hi, I'm Jack. You can find me on Instagram at a brush with paint. I'm the game master, I guess. I'm not dungeon master, and I'm trying to think of a way to give it a comic spin. We'll work on it.
You're Stanley.
You're
What?
Stanley.
Stanley.
narrator.
You're the Stan Man.
I can't accept that title.
That's fair.
I have to attain that title. I'm not there yet.
We'll
Stan?
get there. We'll get there by like session 3.
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. Yo, if I can get to Stan Lee status by session 3, I've done
He's
something
gonna
great.
come down. He's gonna come down from comic book heaven and possess you.
They're
If-
like,
if-
by
This is my
session
end.
8, it's only a 5-part series. Session 8.
If my dad's OC of Long Toenail Man gets me to Stanley status, then like I've lost all faith. He's
I've
somehow
I've already contacted DC, man.
Was Matter Muncher Lad DC or Marvel?
I don't even know who
DC,
that
I
is.
think. I think it's DC.
Matter
I
That
Muncher.
don't-
feels like a
I'm-
DC thing.
Anyway,
eat
most of these
things.
comic book references I am not going to get, just as a heads up.
All right, we'll explain it all to you because we know you love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, that's fine because we're not in Marvel or DC or Dark Horse or whatever other niche comic book we're in. Today, we are in Bluestone Publishing Comics. Are we all ready to begin?
No, I gotta make a character again. My name is Jeanette Whitestone. I'm a doctor. No, fucking with you. All week I've been telling him I got a new character.
I know it like the first time I was like, oh shit, really? I have to scrub some stuff here. All right, if we are ready to begin, we begin as we must begin with the beginning, not with the ending. And before the beginning, there is nothing. So let's get to the beginning. I'm not ripping off Sam Reich. Anyways, we cut to a small building in a city in Toronto. In Toronto, which is a city. We're here already. We are in an elevator, following a man with a briefcase under one arm and a tray of Tim Hortons coffee in the other. He has a smile on his face and tired bags under his eyes, but they, like the rest of him, seem quite jolly. This is head director of Bluestone Publishing. His name is Matthew. This is all we know about him. That's all we need to know about him. Ding, 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 ding. He gets out of the elevator. He walks through the drawing room, effectively. There are large drafting tables to the left, tablets to the right with large screens on them, and of course, one of his newest employees, face down in her work, asleep. He chuckles knowingly because he kind of figured she'd be here. Scrubs the 3 sugars 1 milk off of one of the coffees and puts it down for her. It was his. And gently wakes her up. Jenny. She goes, ah! Boss, hey, what's up? He's like, it's 3 a.m. Why are you here? She goes, just going over some new concepts. He goes, oh yeah? Can I see? She opens the little binder. She was face down on a page of a character that fans of this comic will already know, but it's a redesign. This is a new style that they're going with the company for a new line of comics. Today, she was drawing a character by the name of Short Fuse, but we're not talking about him just yet. She goes, this is them. Who does she open to first?
I'll take it.
Hell yeah. Hot Rod, would you like to describe your character?
Harad. Harad is a Johnny Bravo looking, cybernetically enhanced superhuman with a red sort of Iron Man looking suit up top here that extends to his arms, and his arms themselves are completely robotic. He has a bit of a midriff going on, sort of like a skimpy little look there, sort of like a sexy Iron Man. And like I said, a big Johnny Bravo blonde hair. Typically has sunglasses on. That's about what he looks like.
Wonderful. He chuckles. All right, we're gonna have some fun with you. All right, he sits down. He's fully invested now. This was a glance, but now he's like, all right, no, 3 a.m. Let's see what the newbie's got. Who is next? She flips the page.
So next,
All right.
page flips to this image of a woman, or the body shape of a woman, but instead of flesh and bone, she's made entirely of different kinds of foliage and grass and vine. She has kind of these like ivy vines for her hair coming down with little flowers blooming out of them and leaves, wearing armor made out of like big palm leaves with vines coiling up her arms and everything like that. A lot more flowers and just entirely just coated in foliage and plants and vines and flowers. Like this being that's just been sprouted from the ground.
Kinda.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna have to explore the story on that one a little bit. And Jenny kind of chuckles. She's fully chugging the coffee. She has not realized that it is not like what she takes black. She has not realized that there's 3 sugars or 1 milk in this whatsoever. Because it's the only sustenance she's had for the past day. He takes the cue and just sort of flips it himself. Who's next?
I'll go. I'll take that sheepish look from Cody to go.
Baby, there's nothing sheepish about it. I want you to go.
I don't know. I kind of saw a little sheepish grin. And
I think he wants to be last.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I am the skeleton. Yes. Big, burly beefcake of a superhero wears a big leather jacket with like iron or like metal studs all around the collar and like the cuffs. He's got bandages wrapped around his like knuckles, a big skull mask right over his face, and an iron spiked choker around his neck. No, big serious guy, big no nonsense kind of hero.
He nods. He takes a note. There's one of the alts. He's like, oh, okay, bit of glow. All right, hell yeah, we can get some like some glow in the dark ink on that. He flips the page again.
The page he flips to is a crumpled up page. Like she started to sketch it out, went nah, threw it away, and then went well, and pulled it out of the bin because the page is just of a normal fucking guy, like no costume, and it says Kenny Kleiman on it. Like she started to draw out like the normal civilian clothes. Kenny Kleiman is like a soft, kind of wavy, like must hair, much like Deku from My Hero Academia, like the softer kind of texture, with like some purple highlights through the edges, not like frosted tips, but just kind of pushed through a little. He's got kind of like dark accented like makeup. Just like light stuff, nothing too like fully like covering the face or anything like that. His shirt is like purple and red, like patterned. And he's kind of wearing like a blazer coat with the kind of studs up on the shoulders, just like little blunt ones, not anything too broad or pokey.
We're not at 80s levels.
Yeah. And the sleeves are kind of like pushed up to his elbows, like just past his elbows, and he's wearing like this kind of expression of soft comfort, but if you looked, there is like just a little bit of an act being put on with that kind of easygoing kind of complexion.
He looks at this page. He kind of smooths it out a bit with his arm. Kleinman, eh? There's something about that name that this guy obviously recognizes. He flips the page. Someone named Trackstar flips the page. A redesign of Ultraviolet. He flips the page. He flips the page. He flips the page. He flips the page. He flips the page, and we are now on the page. We are on a scene of white, and we watch as watercolor splashes across it, slowly creating a mountain range that spans from left to right. The sky is filled with hues of red and orange in this late afternoon. Welcome to Bluestone City. It is cropped between two incredibly important points in Canada, the Canadian Shield and the completely fake Traveler's Canal, which is this world's version of the Northwest Passage that instead of going up north into the Arctic Circle, instead cuts through the top end of Ontario and jaggedly goes through the prairies and the southern end of British Columbia. It is a trading hub, it is a port town, and above all, it is a hub of safety. Welcome to the superhero capital of the world, where anything could happen and anything will happen. We slowly cut down. Where shall I start? We start in the shadows of the city. A few of the skyscrapers are casting it down onto the docks, ensuring that some of the warehouses, some of the buildings are a little darker. Just a bit, but enough to set the scene. Skeleton, where do you find yourself on a Tuesday afternoon with all the time in the world and all the bad guys to bruise?
Oh, assuming that the skeleton is in costume. I think he is. I think he is ducking between the alleyways on the nastier side of town. Maybe like gang riddled, suburbs, or possibly a downtown area with a large crime population. He's keeping an eye out. He's not making himself known. He's like, scoping the area, trying to see if he can find any crime.
There's always crime to be found, but you're also kind of killing time. You got a hot tip earlier. An anonymous cell phone was left in your care after one of your last fights, and with it, a lone text message was left, detailing some information you found to be very interesting. A very loose lips member of the mob is squealing. And if he can make it to the court unharmed, someone by the name of Old Money goes away forever, and the mob loses a critical member. This is especially interesting to you because recently you have come under suspicion that a certain scientist was funded by some less than legal means. I got a question for you. Are you killing time until the time allotted? Are you making your way there? Or are you trying to get a bit more info?
I think maybe killing a bit of time before the allotted time.
Hell yeah. You're sneaking through these alleys. It's dark, but that's all right. You're not going just yet. You don't have to be. You are effectively just a dude in a skull mask. You're in gang territory. You're not the craziest thing people are going to see out here. And if people aren't aware of who you are, all the better. You're just some lowly gang member to them until you are suddenly a problem. We see a few motorcycles leaned up next to a warehouse that they absolutely should not be in front of. You recognize one of them. It's Metroflex's. I'm going to dangle a carrot in front of you. Do you try to deal with them now, or do you wait until the prisoner transportation tries to take the witness to court? It doesn't take a genius to know that the mob is going to want that guy dead. And Metro, he's their number one guy.
Hmm. I think I'm gonna have to wait this one out.
That's
I
the
think
wise
I'm gonna have
choice.
to, I think I'm gonna have to wait this one out.
There's nothing wrong with being prepared. You have an hour. Where do you go from here?
Where do I go from here?
You know he's on the table. You're on the table now, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a little cluttered.
Just a little. I'm going to. I think maybe try and set a trap.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. You know the basic route of where this is going to happen because you know where the police precinct is,
Mm-hmm.
where presumably the witness is being held, and you know where the courthouse is, which is only 4 blocks, but it's 4
Mm-hmm.
blocks. Where do you go? We're getting into sort of more midtown, not quite the dark shadows of the
Yeah.
docks. So how do you approach this?
I think he's definitely gonna look over the route that they're gonna take.
Hell yeah.
And I think he's gonna try and set up a way to maybe try and block off like an entry, like an additional entry point that the mob might be able to enter from.
All right,
Like
cool.
it's like a side street that they'd be able to cut them off from. Maybe he'd set up a trap there to try and block off that entryway.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna say this. There's probably 4 major,
Mm,
probably alleyways
yeah.
that these guys would use. You know that Metro is an up close and personal, get in your face type of guy, but if he's getting hurt on the way in, he's probably not going to get his mark. So it's a matter of which alley do you think he's going to take. There's a few that are closer to the docks. I'm going to say that let's just number these. 1 and 2 are closer to Uptown, and 3 and 4 are closer to the docks.
Mm. You said, and I already know he was parked at a. I saw
You
his
know
car.
that he's
I
there,
know he's there.
and it like again, I'm saying there's a lot of guarantees. You know he's probably going to show up. It's just how much does he know about this that you don't know? How
Exactly. Yeah.
how prepared is he compared to how prepared you are? He doesn't know you have any idea about
As
this.
far as
Probably.
he knows, he doesn't know I'm there yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think probably one closer to the docks. I know he's around, and I saw some bikes near the docks at a warehouse. I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume
Oh,
they're
yeah.
probably gonna come from one of those directions.
Hell yeah.
It's a safe bet. If they don't, I'll be ready for the other ones.
You feel the ache in your shoulder from the last time you fought Metro.
Oh yeah, I do.
He is a problem, but but the rest of his gang is pretty useless.
Mm,
The worst part about Metro is that there's a part of you that feels really bad for the guy. He's younger than you. You're what, 25, 24?
I give him like 20, 25, 26.
You're 26? Okay.
Yeah, about 25.
This dude is 20, you think maybe.
Ooh.
Bad situation. Real bad
Mhm.
situation. He's trying to play it up. He's trying to be the big bad villain. At the end of the day, he's a kid. But
Yeah.
he's probably still going to try to kill the witness. So you hide out there. We are going to come back to you. Perched. Are you on the rooftop or are you in an alleyway?
Definitely not. There's no way I could do anything on a roof. I think he's gonna be hiding behind my plan for a trap
Mm-hmm.
would be to either find a dumpster that has wheels or find an
Ooh.
unlocked car that I could put in neutral so that I could kick it in front of another alleyway.
I'm gonna
Basically, have to walk up that alleyway.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you it's the first section. There's an unlocked car. This is Midtown Bluestone. People are trusting.
Or
They should
maybe a
not be
dumpster on
trusting.
wheels if they're less.
Dumpster on wheels. You got it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're ready with a trap. At least for someone to come through.
Hmm.
Might not be Metro. You might not have to worry. We cut away. It's hard to sleep with so much cold below your chest. The feeling of the nerves connecting to the wires sometimes keeps you up, Hot Rod. But over time, you've grown to live with it. Maybe survive with it is the better word, because it really sucks sometimes. The feelings, the aches, the pains, some of them from the mechanical side, some of them from the biological side. I'm not even getting into the psychological side right now. Where do you find yourself on a Tuesday afternoon? Waking up, I assume, because I did just say you were napping. That's my bad.
Yeah. So Hot Rod's sensors in his body know he'll wake up before he does. And as he begins to wake up, they automatically trigger the sort of automatic wake up morning routine.
The startup sequence. Oh,
The startup sequence in
yeah. You hear the
body
windows. You hear the windows noise go on. You see the logo.
there's a in his body and also in his sanctuary, his little 10th story condo apartment. The lights flash on, the blinds pull up, the smell of hot coffee from a essentially a Nest trademark connected coffee maker. And there's a sort of a low thumping that begins from a boombox on the other side. Um, he stretches, um, and takes some pills from beside his nightstand. Puts his sunglasses on, and begins a morning montage as he puts on a red and black night coat.
Yeah. You see a notification go off in your eyes, which is never like it's never not jarring, but you sort of see, you get used to it almost. It's from Helena. She's texting to make sure that you took your pills.
I'm just gonna, with like the keyboard on my palm, just like yeah, Helena, I took my pills already, don't worry.
He actually sounds like Charlie Brown.
Sometimes I need to say what I'm just gonna text
No.
out loud to see if it makes
Oh
sense.
my god. No, I love it. She texts back, just making sure. Omar says he's not worried, but he is. Just haven't seen you a bit. Hope you're doing all right.
Doing peachy, and I'll send a watermelon emoji.
You get a standard full caps LOL. This woman is 46 and should know better. But unfortunately she does not. And feels the need to say that whenever anything even remotely humorous is said via
Fucking
text.
call me out, bitch. Like, fuck.
I do the same thing. I don't know why you feel this is at you. Another notification shows up.
Oh my god. Before I answer this one, I will open I will wave my hand over my cupboard and get a mug and pour myself a cup of coffee.
Yeah, not till I've had my morning bean juice. You start chugging. Why were with the exception of yeah, we'll get to the message in a second, but with the exception of just the rest that you maybe require with your systems and with everything going on, why were you sleeping through the day?
I had an early night. I streamed from 3 to 8 to 9. I made a sort of eggplant and salami sandwich tutorial with like a robot that I was trying out, where I like made the robot make the sandwich, and like all my streamers like
You made the robot on stream?
I made the robot, and then I made the robot make the sandwich on stream, and then I had like donations where like people could like send in like $5 and they get to choose the next ingredient. And it ended up being this like crazy sandwich.
Right.
So essentially, I made this sandwich. I ate it. People were like, "Oh, he's eating this crazy sandwich," and then I went to bed.
Okay, so weirdly, I'm going to retcon something. The second notification is actually from Dell's pastrami shop asking if you can like either sell them the robot as like a promotional thing to make sandwiches, or at least build them another one. They're willing to pay handsomely.
I'll send them like whatever how in email they try to guess what you're gonna send now. I'll just send the first one without looking at it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Thanks so much. Love you too.
Exactly.
Thanks, you too. Like, just completely not what they're.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good following. More than a few 100,000. Which that some of that fame is out of pity, which bites. A good chunk of it, like to your credit, is from the DJing and the streaming that you do and the content that you create, but you can't help but feel sometimes that there are some people that watch that because they would feel guilty if they didn't. And you know that 3 of those people are the ones making sure that you're taking your pills.
Aware of this, and I think about it momentarily and try to push that thought to the back of my head as I make my way to my powerful PC setup and spin around in the office chair. I'll send Omar a text message. Hey, got your the message from Elena. Doing all good. Are we still good for next week?
Oh, give me a sec. There. Am I back? There we go. Oh my god. Sorry, can you repeat that last bit about I heard a clip of Omar, but for some reason it disconnected from my hotspot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if me and Omar were on for next week.
Hell yeah. You just get a text back. Hell yeah. What are you referring to with next week? Is it pool? Is it dinner? What's going on?
Next week we're taking Uncle Grandpa Bill out for his 70th.
Oh, hell yeah. Is that next week? Shit. He sends you a joke. I'm pretty sure I'm turning 41, but all right, I'll take your word for it.
I'm just gonna send him a selfie back. I'm just gonna, but it's like eyes halfway rolling.
Oh yeah. He sends another one back where he inexplicably has like just a cupcake with like 41 on the candle, like
Wait, I'm gonna call him.
yeah, what's up?
Omar, is it actually your birthday?
No, I'm turning 70. I'm fucking with you. You're
Okay.
not the first person to call me about this. I figured I'd have some fun with it.
Okay.
Everyone's taking it a little too literally. Like, no, I got gray as my hair color primarily because I'm 70. I'm not that stressed as a 41-year-old.
Right. Okay, just checking. Yeah, I'm all good. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. I love you.
Is that new for him? Or is he trying to slip that in, or is that
No.
genuine?
That's genuine.
Yeah, I love you too, kid. Oh, by the way, Omar said someone dropped something off for you. Might at least ask him what it is. Might be more fan mail. I don't know.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pop by.
Yeah, stay safe. Hey, and stop knocking aliens out of the sky. Hey, I kind of want to talk to one of them.
I'm all right. I do what I do. You know, you can't stop me from getting aliens out of the sky. That's what I was born to do.
Hey, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I love you too. He hangs up. He, of course, is completely unaware that aliens even exist. That was a joke. I saw Fern get really worried there for a second.
Wait a second. Trying to tell me something?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, there's a reason you're on Earth, hey, you know? No. You look back at the actual message that got sent as opposed to the pastrami shop, and it is a anonymous text. This sets off alarms. Not literal ones, but there's some red flags. Very few people should know your number. Very few people should be able to contact your number when it's the one in your head, right?
Right.
You've got some advanced sort of like stop anonymous numbers thing. Like it's kind of Omar, Helena, Bill, and like some
maybe skeleton.
maybe maybe skeleton. Do you think that's fair? All right.
Yeah, I think
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's super fair. Yeah. Some of the other sort of up there heroes have like offered, if you ever need anything, and it's like, what could they offer you, right?
I am A-okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. And the response is always, yeah. They don't do that. I'm doing that. They don't go like this to the dude who's half metal. That would be incredibly rude.
I just do finger guns and back away. Oh,
Yeah.
pop it open. It's a real gun. That's a joke. I wouldn't do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
this
text.
number doesn't even have a number associated with it. Just there's no unknown tag. It just says nobody.
The message says nobody.
The message is titled nobody dash, like it's signed nobody.
Okay.
Thought there might be something you might want to see. There's a convoy headed to the court today. And it lists kind of the same thing that it was sending Skeleton. It is listing a higher up in terms of like the money handling of the mob. And you have talked to Skeleton before. You've both, whether you deduced it or you or like someone else figured it out for you, you know that the doctor's hands had some dirty money in them. If you can put away one of the higher ups, maybe you guys might have a lead on where this bastard went. You feel an ache run through you. And you blink. You open your eyes and you see Bill, a few years ago, staring down at you with shock and horror. He said, What the hell did we do? No, this one. We want Oma, where the hell is he? You hear another voice that you can't quite see. He disappeared. Fuck. We're getting him out. He'll kill us. We're getting him out. You blink. And you're looking down at your coffee again.
I'm going to put it down. Actually,
Clearly it's drugs.
And actually go pop by Helena and Omar's now.
Oh yeah. Pop in. It's a nice little suburban place. It's not a lot of money. You know that they have the money to get better, but you also know that they're throwing their money at someone else. Because they're responsible for ruining his life. Whether you agree with that statement or not, they would defend it tooth and nail. With tears in their eyes.
Right. There's a speedy black and red motorcycle that sort of doesn't burn out in their driveway.
You just go on the lawn like you did this.
A driverless motorcycle.
Yeah,
and then it sort of like anamorphs into the sort of tall swimmer's body.
Yeah. There's a kid in the lawn next door playing with a transformer. Hi, Mr. Hot Rod.
Hey kid, brush your teeth. I'm gonna. I'll just wave my hand and open the disarm the security on their door and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just casually hack your way in and just say, "Screw your safety."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
waltz on in. The place is a mess, as usual. It is polluted with papers, with design schematics, experiments, and a series of different treatments for leukemia.
I'm going to start in the living room. Sort of my heavy metal boots clunking, make my way to the kitchen until I find
You,
or hear one of them.
yeah, you barely make it to the kitchen, and Helena is already hugging you. For some
Oh,
reason,
oh.
kind of like Batman, it doesn't matter how good your sensors are, you never see this coming. It's always a, "Whoom," and then you're like, "Oh, I'm being hugged. Cool." Um, we didn't expect you today. I thought we were. You sounded like you were taking the day.
Yeah, I was. I didn't mean to really pop by, but
You can
is
always
it,
pop by.
oh, thank you. But I really got to show you and Omar this. Where is he? Is he at work?
Oh, he's in the shop. She leads you to the garage, which has been no cars live here. It is a full laboratory. Um, Again, they could have afforded a better place.
Hmm.
They're just cramming everything they can in here to try and localize it in one spot because they have other things that they're funding. You've seen this place before. This is where a bit of maintenance happens sometimes when it needs to, and it's not something that you, with your know-how, can fix. Um, they've had to fix you after a few scraps once you started the whole punching bad guys thing, which received initially a bit of backlash from all of them, but once they realized it was what you wanted to do, who were they to stop you? They're kind of just supporting you. Omar is slaving over a new cannon that could probably fit in your arm.
Oh, very nice. I uh sort of just brush it with my fingers as I pass by. Omar,
Omar,
yeah, hello. I'm here to drop in. Sit down. You, Helena, sit down.
yeah, they sit. Omar is a bit of a more portly man with black hair, glasses, and kind of like a thin think. Oh, what's his name from the Adams Family? The very thin mustache
The
of
pencil.
Cap
yeah.
Calloway.
Um,
Pencil.
yeah, pencil.
Pencil.
Just a very thin mustache. She is a very short blonde with gray streaks all throughout it. Whether it's from age or stress, we'll never know, and she'll never tell. They both sit down. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
All right, all right. Now take a look at this. I'm gonna look directly up at the ceiling of the garage, and sort of close one eye and sort of hit my head and said, and there's like a little jolt and say, "Ah, fuck me," and it sort of beams out a projector light of the text message onto the roof.
Helena is more the hardware. Omar is the software. Helena kind of like glances at it like, oh, that's kind of weird. He fully like, huh.
Yes, I received this from a anonymous number about 9:14 this morning. Do we know what the hell is going on?
Someone in the government.
Okay.
That's the only way they could bypass the security systems. Cop, maybe.
So, do you know anyone in the
I
government that can help us?
he kind of and immediately goes over to his computer, starts clacking at keys. He's first off he's trying to run a trace on the number, which ends up dead. Like there was no shoot. He goes, well, that's borderline impossible. All right, cool. Um, I don't know. This is a weird tip. Not just because of what it says, but because it was sent to you directly.
Yeah.
And
Is there
like it's
anybody back from the lab in the past that might have been
No.
able to get up here?
They both shake their head like, no, we've reran security 15 different times. There's no way
Okay.
I could.
Okay.
You do know that like when it comes to software, Omar was kind of the head at that company. At least when it was still a company. And it's very unlikely. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible, but it's very unlikely that someone slipped by his measures without at least him or you noticing. When I said this is weird, it's weird in the sense that it isn't something that any of you even conceived of. This is something that should have been blocked by like wall number 1 out of 532, right?
Okay. Right.
I don't know, buddy.
So, would it be bad to go to the police with this, you think?
Maybe not the police. Maybe Matya.
Go to Matya?
Yeah, I think so. You know that Matya is an ex-detective who
Yes.
dipped from the police because she, first off, was just starting to lose a lot of faith in how they operated, but also because the bridge between superheroes doing justice and the police dealing with, the apprehended suspects was really clunky. So she was like, cool, I'll just become a PI and like arrest them myself and then take them in. Easier that way. It's cool. She kind of works hand in hand with a lot of superheroes, a lot of big names like Ultraviolet, Arctic Cove. She has a bit of a target on her head because of it, but also when you have the backing of some of the best supers around, no one's really going to mess with you. Yeah, I think Matya might be a good idea.
Listen, I haven't met Miss Keller, but I would love to, especially if she knows more about this. Does is she even still in Bluestone?
Yeah, she should be. He kind of thinks back. He goes, yeah, Arctic Cove was dealing with someone last week, and they showed her on the news, apprehending them. As she does.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, if you can get your hand, I don't know how to contact her directly. Maybe talk to another super.
Okay. Um, gonna
He for a second they both look kind of like genuinely disappointed. They go, I'm sorry, I can't do more with this. This feels like a true failing to both of them that someone managed to do this and they didn't catch it.
Hey guys, things fail, things fall apart. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't look so glum. It's all gonna be good. I'm going
You-
to get in contact with as many of the people with the fire powers and the other stuff, the supers I know, and I'll see what they know. Maybe we can get to Miss Keller. Hey,
yeah, okay. Sorry, I just get me nervous.
yeah.
Would you mind a wireless diagnostic later? It doesn't have to be just to make sure that I've done everything.
Uh, I already had one. Sort of. I did it earlier yesterday. It's okay. Um,
All right.
yeah.
It's there's no check required. This is just a very weird moment for you three. You know kind of how they feel. They know exactly how you feel. They know this little facade that you're putting on. And it's nice to break it with the two of them just hugging you. Safe out there, kid.
Know it. Have a great day.
You too.
I'm gonna fly out their back door and take a jump. No, like I'm gonna open the door and jump and turn into a motorcycle and peel out and ruin their backyard and take
you
a jump onto the street and head off into town and make some calls along the way.
you somehow 2 kilometers away hear Helena go, ah. Where are you heading? Or who are you heading to?
I'm not too sure. Maybe making a call to skeleton.
Yeah.
Nursery
We
rhymes, track star. I'll
Oh
figure it
yeah.
out. Yeah.
We are going to come back to you, obviously, because we're starting to see the the destination, perhaps. We're gonna go to. Oh, now it's. Who do I want to go to? Okay. 6 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, and the family is out. Ooh, the house feels pretty empty, and you're caught up on your schoolwork. You're caught up in most of your hobbies, but you're always busy.
I'm always busy.
You're always busy.
Always busy.
And who are we trying to convince of that?
Well, no one probably, because I am always busy. I am the modern day Power Ranger. I am a teenager that is also 25 years old, and I have attitude, and I cannot have a free second. Can I describe where I'm at?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm muttering to myself. Kenny Kleinman is muttering to himself. He is at the large island in their kitchen because they have many people living in this very, very overcrowded, superhero-filled home. And he has his computer, like his little laptop, on the island, and he's got millions of different papers and notepads spread out through off the island, and multiple different colored pens and everything, and they're all flipped to different areas and stuff like that. His screen on his laptop are filled with dragged and dropped different like split screen browsers, and then all of those little browsers have millions of tabs open. Charity statistics, bake sales for a little middle school that he got conned, and by conned they asked him nicely and he said yes to bake for. He's got minimized like a Photoshop for some photography stuff that he's not the best photographer, but again, he can't say no to things. But the screen that he's on now, that he keeps flipping back and forth to every couple minutes, is a listing for Bluestone apartments to rent. And he's like muttering to himself, he's like, "Mom, Dad, I've been thinking that, it's probably best. I mean, you don't need me here. I mean, I just, fuck it." And he exits out of the apartments. And he flips back over to a different tab.
You could just tell them.
I could just tell them. And I reopen the tab.
You whether or not you thought that was an internal plot or not is hilarious, because your sister is standing directly next to you.
Fuck you. I turned to her.
You didn't notice because when your sister uses her powers, time slows down. You were just staring at the screen, not interacting with anything for like a solid minute. So it felt like a solid minute. In reality, it was, and she is standing there like,
I would like you to stop. Don't you fucking say my name.
I'm sorry. Would you prefer Mr. Kleinman II?
I'll break your legs.
You can try. Look, just tell them.
Tell them what exactly?
That you want to be out of here. I get it.
Oh my god. Kennethan, you cannot. The fate of the world depends on you being here. Blah, blah, blah.
Look, I know what the conversation's going to be, and it's going to be bullshit no matter what happens, but at the end of the day, if you don't leave, you're going to be here for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I will leave. In the dead of night. Silently. With a bag packed. And they won't know I'm gone until they see the letter carefully laid out on the table, and they're gonna fly down from the sky onto my hopefully nice balcony, or they'll open up the basement apartment door, and then they'll go, "Kennethan, you should come home. This is not right." And I'll be like, "Oh, too late. I'm already locked into a lease," and then we'll call it a day because they'll have to, because there's no breaking rental agreements in Bluestone. It's a perfect plan. Perfect plan.
You're gonna get our parents, who have multiple times said doing the right thing often ignores the law, with legal agreements? Lease
Yeah,
agreements?
because we all know that the one thing a super can't break is a lease.
Yeah, everybody knows that no superhero has. I broke 17 speeding laws getting here, like, alone.
That's not a rental agreement.
No, it is a. I guess it's not a more severe thing. Okay, first, a few things. One, is your name actually Kennethan? Have I just missed that over the past 21 years?
Yes, absolutely. My first name is Kennethan. Yes.
I'm gonna keep going with Kenny
It's probably
because
for the best.
Kennethan gives me a bad taste in my mouth.
I honestly don't get laid very often, but if I said, hello,
I
my
didn't
name
need
is
to know
Kenneth,
that.
I don't think I'd get laid ever again.
TMI.
We shared a
Fully.
wall in this very large
Oh,
house
I
for a
know,
very long-
and so much of that was also TMI. This is like casual
Y'all-
TMI. This is avoidable TMI.
Okay. What the fuck do you want?
Well, I was coming back for orange juice because I did just run across the city and back.
Ran out,
but...
sorry.
Really? When?
Like 15 minutes ago when I came and went, orange juice, and I drank the rest of the orange juice.
She looks down at the thing of Sunny D and was like, I bought that an hour ago.
Oh, like... Oh my... And I check my watch and I go, and it's not there, and I go, I guess you just weren't fast enough.
Oh, she fully like punches you in, playfully, but like punches you in there. I'm like, ah, God, you're an ass. Okay. Are you serious about moving?
No.
Oh, okay.
Seriously?
Seriously.
That was gonna get you off my back. I would have tried that 25 years ago.
Well, you weren't fast enough. The other reason I'm back, Mom's dealing with short fuse downtown.
She's stealing short fuse? Oh, dealing with
short dealing with short fuse. If she was why would she steal short? That would be interesting. That would be a cool plot line, but like, yeah, why would it happen? Anyways, no, she's fighting short fuse downtown, so I figured if you wanted some entertainment, you could flick on the TV.
Which one was short fuse again? I'm just kidding. He's like the easiest one to know, but we fight a lot of people.
Yeah, we do fight a lot of people. And yeah, no, sorry. It's only the one who's trying to murder Mom and Dad like 15 on-off times. Big rivalry with Mom.
Yeah. Man, I really wanted to go to Benihana's, but I guess the 300 is gonna be taken care of.
Do you want to go to Benihana's right now?
No, I don't want to go to Benihana's now, because then I'm also gonna hear it's like, wow, she's so great. Look at her.
Yeah. Do you want me to grab you something?
You don't have to. But yeah,
Dude.
absolutely I do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Quit playing around it. Like, what?
So, that's it?
I wanted to check how my brother. You see that like the facade goes away of just like I wanted to see how my brother was doing. Sorry.
God, I'm fine.
Yeah, you say that, but Dad did another lecture at you last night.
Every 5 minutes is a lecture.
I know. That's why I'm checking to see if you're okay.
There is never a not okay time in the Kleinman household. Everything is fine. We are Gucci. We are Versace. We are Louis Vuitton. We are golden. I have heard this too many times to have a good word to describe how good I am after hearing a lecture from my father. Yes.
Your sister was in costume, by the way, because she was also helping deal with short fuse. She does fully take off the domino mask. This is track star, your sister Jasmine. She hooks the mask to her collar and goes, okay, I'm sorry. I know me and Mom and Granny and Dad and literally every member of this family keep getting on your ass, making sure you're okay, but it's because they feel fucking guilty.
What's there to feel guilty about?
They hyped us up for 16 years about doing powers and shit, and then
It just happens sometimes.
Yes, and
sometimes you put your child on a pedestal, and sometimes that pedestal crumbles. That
as soon as you say pedestal, you see like an extra like wince from her because fully she is the golden child.
Yeah, I say
and she is the track star. So like, there's so many meanings there.
I go, yeah, and sometimes pedestals crumble, like that building I just did. And I like turn away, I take my coffee mug, and I start taking things to the dishwasher.
She squints for a second, and she's like, "So Mom and Dad didn't like super tell me what happened."
Sometimes you sneeze, sometimes some snot comes out, and other times you get smacked into a building, and then a building collapses, and you put 400 apartment dwellers in the hospital. And,
Oh my god.
you know. So, you know.
That's what happened to that. You like flash back a bit. The only reason they're not dead is a bit of a joint effort from the entirety of your family. Your mother, Arctic Cove, was freezing debris as it fell. Your sister was kind of MVP because she was running, grabbing people, and running them down to the street. And then...
Rajosaurus wasn't really keen on fighting anymore when he could see what one smack could do to a building.
I know, and that's why it sucks that you're out of pitch from the bench, because there's some...
Rajosaurus is on for parole next month, and I think we're going to go and vouch for him.
Why?
Because he's been like a perfect stand-up prisoner since that day.
He's
implying he's gone.
He's a drooling dinosaur. I don't...
He's intelligent. You can't... This is what I've been saying. Every time we put them in prison, and then all of a sudden they're there forever. Of course they're gonna want to break out and do shit, because if that is the line, then what else is there to do?
We're not doing this. He's comparable to Hippopotamus. Like, they're bad. Sometimes they're just bad.
Rajosaurus laid down his claws and tail that are attached to his body, but still, he put them in the little mitten handcuffs that the lab developed, and he went.
Yes, the null cuffs. It was great. Yes, okay. I'm just sorry. Ugh. I don't like being here when you're here, and I don't want to keep. You see that she is fully struggling with the way of saying, I hate that I get to do my thing and you don't get to do yours.
And he fully, he fully struggles, keeping the annoyance and naughty, like jealousy off of his face, but he successfully keeps back the idea, well, then just stop then. Which he keeps that bottled up.
Well, does he? Because there's checks to make. I'm gonna... I feel like this is more her rolling to pierce the veil, as it were, or to peek behind the mask, because you are putting on a literal mask right now. But I think in this first session, that's just a good introductory point for these two siblings who clearly have some drama. She goes, fine. All right, I gotta go pick up some orange juice.
You should probably also, and I'm like checking my phone, and I'm seeing, I have keywords. As much as I hate seeing it all, I have keywords for my family on Google, and I'm seeing like civilians in a way. You should also, like, why aren't you working?
I am. You look around, you scrolled part of your phone, and like it's going in super slow-mo. You see that like at one point there's like the after image of her leaving and coming back.
I hate this bitch. And
she goes, I'm also trying to check on my brother. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I will leave. I know when I'm not wanted.
Oh,
You want anything other than orange juice?
No, it's fine. I'll pick it up on my way.
She raises a brow at you.
I got shit to do, and I like start to close all my little books.
Hell yeah. She fully you do the awkward sibling hug, which I'm not sure if either
I don't put my arms. I just hang limp noodle.
Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever, bitch. And she
go
leaves.
full focus. God.
Yeah, I will. Fully like dips. You know that in this state, if you were both in the same time, because her powers don't affect you, she would have to sign at you because that's the only communication. She is moving faster than the speed of sound right now.
Okay, all right. When I don't see her visage anymore, I go to the fridge and I open it up and I go into where I hid the Sunny D and I actually fucking drink all of it.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna take the biggest water bottle we have, empty the jug, I'm gonna leave it on the counter where I'll know she'll see it. And then I'll take it with me and I'll take it down the road. It's one of those water bottles, and it's her fucking water bottle because it has all the like, you're doing so good, keep drinking, like all the little increments on the water bottle.
Yeah. You're amazed that she didn't take it with her because, due to the nature of her powers, she does need to be able to physically run to the thing and do it. Trackstar is a pretty apt term because she is literally running around the city at multiple points in the day and doing different things. You also know that when she's in this state and near you, you weirdly have kind of the same ability. You can't go nearly as fast, but due to the nature of your sort of, I'm going to call it a null effect.
Mm-hmm.
When she's near you using her powers, she is slowing down time. It doesn't affect you. So you, effectively, when you're near your sister, have her powers.
Okay.
Just not as much speed. You can't go supersonic. You can't, risk breaking the speed of light or anything. But you do have that as an option for you. You step outside. You said you have somewhere to go. Where are you headed?
I'm going to a fucking bar.
Hell yeah. You're going to a bar. You step outside and you look down. You've kicked a small package.
I reach into the drawer and send it front away, and I get the little security wands, and I beep beep.
Yeah, make sure it's not a bomb. It's the scan, the X-ray pops up. If any Amazon driver ever came up here and like saw this stuff, they'd be like, "This is a lot of security." There's just a note inside this package, next to what looks like a little phone.
I tear open the package, and I cut it open.
The note says, "To whom it may concern." And the phone, it's one of those old Blackberries, like old BlackBerry.
Flip or slide?
You can,
or is it just a brick?
It's a brick.
Okay.
You can think of like 26 people in this house that it may concern, but they're all out.
Look around.
Even if your sister came back, I don't think you know that she wouldn't like blame you for snooping at this.
I'm gonna start looking.
Hell yeah. There's a text message.
Hell yeah. What does it say? I want to read it. I'm reading it.
We might have a lead on the doctor. I know you've been working with you-know-who for a while.
Oh.
And I'm sure both you and they would love to see him put to justice.
Oh, I know none of these people.
You can make as many assumptions as you want. This could be to your sister. It could be to your granny. You don't know who you-know-who is.
I'm stating this out into the canon of this game right now. Kenny has stopped trying to remember supervillains for a very long time.
Yeah, there's like two that you remember. One of them is the dinosaur that you just said, whose name also escapes you. Rageosaurus.
And Short Fuse.
And Short Fuse.
And that one's already on a thin ice.
Both
are apt. A short.
Both are apt, yeah. But are you still heading to the bar, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna still head to the bar, but while I have the fucking BlackBerry. I'll pull out my phone and I'll start comprehensive list of Bluestone villains, and I'll go on like fucking Bluestone BuzzFeed, and I'll start like looking up like a ranked list, and I'll start to try and doctor.
Oh, you don't have to look long. The Doctor doesn't appear on like most supervillain lists because he doesn't, for the most part, have powers. He's kind of in his own little tier up there. For the rest of you, Reddit in this world has made a comprehensive list of the tiers of superheroes and supervillains because humanity can't. Because humanity can't stand to not know who would beat who in a fight, even when it's like Arctic Cove and Deadlift. Your parents, they're like, Cove would totally beat Deadlift. It's like, when would they fight? Why do I need to know this?
They have a perfectly happy marriage. Like
exactly. Like, why is this applicable? Yeah, she'd win, but she's never going to fight him. It doesn't matter. You scroll a bit. You do see that your mom is like tier 8 out of 10. She is up there. You didn't need to see that number to know that she is a pretty prominent superhero. She's a bit higher up in your.
Good to know that the people know. You know.
Yeah. You compared to the rest of your family, you see that she is up there, which is strange because that generation of supers isn't as powerful as yours. Just from what we've seen of your sister alone, your parents don't hold a candle to her, and they certainly don't hold a candle to you. That never needs stating. And you see that on the other side of the list, Short Fuse is a level 9. And the highest supervillain in Bluestone. And in fact, the world. This is the thing, is that like Bluestone is not only the hub, it's also like where the metagene seems to have evolved the fastest. There's a few theories for that. Some think it's a cultural melting pot that just slowly gains more power as it goes. Some people think that it's just, like it just happens to happen here, and there's really no reason why Bluestone has so many. Some thought it was a population thing, like the next highest population of supers is in Chile, and that's just because of sheer population. But Bluestone has the cake. What bar do you head to? What's the name of this bad boy?
It's probably like it doesn't have any like good title. Like it's not like a hornet's nest or anything like that. It's probably just like Sully, but the part of the neon light in the U went out, so it says Sillies unintentionally. And it's a bar I frequent quite a lot because people don't fucking bother you there.
They don't bother you there.
And so I go there. I do want to just add a little bit of sadness to this. While I'm flipping through the Reddits and everything, looking for this doctor guy, my thumb slips, and you know how your phone will jolt to a fucking place? It jolts, and it's like Scatterstar, and it's like I'm looking at myself on my first outing, completely destroying a building, and I go, oh! And I close the phone, and I keep drinking the Sunny D, and I go to the bar.
I think Regisaurus could beat Scatterstar.
You
died immediately.
Do you
powerful?
Do you sit down?
Thursday.
Do you sit down under the? Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I go, Sully. I need just that bottle of sourpuss. Thank you.
Oh, one of those days.
Give me the fucking bottle.
Yeah, he hands it over. Do you sit down at the bar or do you sit down at the booth?
I'm gonna sit down at the bar. Because it's good, ample room to spread out a few little notebooks that I'm gonna ignore. And I set my jug of Sunny D, and I twist off the lid, and I make it a fucking cooler. And I put a big, I take the straw in, and I just put the sourpuss upside down, and I call it a day.
You're there for a bit, and eventually you hear, hey, Sully, give me a blue apple ale. A large, 7-foot tall, massive man. Massive in every sense of the word. Like, his arms are as thick as tree trunks. He is as thick as a tree. Sits down beside you. One of those days. You look over at a man by the name of Jeffrey Mustang, aka Short Fuse.
I have my phone on the counter, and I look at the list, and I look at his face, and then I put on my phone on. I turn off the tracker, like the Find My Phone tracker, and I put it on Do Not Disturb, and I set it down, and I go, yeah, one of those days. How about you?
I have a question for Kenny.
Yeah.
Have you met Mustang before?
Oh
no, you did talk about you have met him before.
I have met him, yes.
Yes. So he is aware that you know of him in his other alias, as that's how he attacked you. He goes, kid of your talents could be doing a lot more right now.
A kid of my
Sorry, young man.
Whatever
you want to call it.
Fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You could make me, is what I'm saying.
I don't feel like it.
That's super fair.
And I take a big drink.
You feel like wings or ribs?
Is it gluttonous to say both?
Sully, it's on me.
I have to
Both.
burn like 4 million calories a second, and I gotta intake 4 million more.
He got 3 mac and cheeses too.
Yeah.
He bowls of peanuts.
Yeah, he orders you both, and he orders just like a regular grilled cheese. He's like a massive dude, and you're like this tiny kid. It's just a fun visual.
Are you trying to take off the muscle, or
what? No, that's my.
You have like no protein.
You don't know if he has like kingpin rules or if he just is a big dude. Like.
So who kicked your ass today?
Arctic Cove.
Oh, and you're not in prison. That's pretty good.
No. Did some bomb jumping. She had to toss up some walls to prevent all of downtown from, having a giant crater in it. That always works. Kind of easy to get away from her when she is. So it's weird how callously he's talking about being a supervillain and fighting a superhero in a public bar. But he is also the most dangerous supervillain, so nobody fucks with him. And it's also weird to hear him talk about fighting your mom. Even with your relationship, it's really weird to hear the dude who has tried to kill her multiple times talk about fighting her. Yeah, she's, she's up there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm up there for a reason, but hey, if I can get countered by, someone who didn't even lift a finger, maybe I don't deserve to be up there.
Okay. Theoretically. Hypothetically.
Yeah.
No,
right,
fuck it. No. You know what?
He fully turns to you like, oh, okay, we're conversating now.
Sully, can I get 2 shots of tequila, please?
My man. He puts him down. Are they both for you, or are you sharing one from with Mustang?
If he reaches one, I will not stop him.
Jeffrey fully like he's letting you go on your thing. He is, as you know, a villain who appreciates theatrics. So for you to go on your little rant is kind of awesome for him.
And I've drank with him before, so I don't give him that. I take
come on.
I take the shot. I take the shot and I say, you know what this is? It's called nuance. And I take a drink and I set it down.
I hate nuance.
Yeah, I figured you would. Do you ever look in the fucking mirror in the morning and question if the path that you are currently on is one you should continue to do?
You Liv have managed to accidentally strike a chord with a villain who was supposed to be gruff and tumble and have actively poked one of his nerves. The first thing he goes, nope. he fully says nope, and you're like, bullshit. No check required.
You go, great, because I have also been doing that.
Path of just being on the bench.
Yeah. Except for no.
Mm.
The path of just existing in Bluestone entirely.
Definitely.
If you have a place on the list, is it something that you should do, you know?
I mean, there's something to be said about power and responsibility, but I'm probably not the guy to talk about it, and I'd probably get sued.
You know what's on 51st Street?
The bank that I just robbed.
And a public school.
That's 5 blocks down.
That is the same block. Don't ask me about Bluestone architecture and why they put a school and a bank next to each other.
He kind of like thinks back and he goes, "Oh, that's why she was defending that building specifically."
Yeah. They're in lockdown at least 4 times a month.
I'm really confused as to why they keep the school in the city. Honestly, most villains wouldn't mess with it.
Why do you do it?
Because why do I do it? Well, I'd love to say it's for the fun of it, but sometimes it ain't fun. The adrenaline, maybe? No, not that. I do it because it's a habit, maybe. I don't know, why does someone like Arctic Cove do it? I'm not doing her any favors. Neither's the city these days.
What is there a role
Okay.
to maintain control over what I have?
There is, but it would be kicked in when you try the unleash your powers move.
Okay.
So I'm not going to implement a rule of like you accidentally blast somebody. It's when you try to use it, that's when the danger happens.
All right. Because I'm getting
Unless you
angry. And I think there's just a little bit as I'm like fiddling with the straw, like the big lid of the water bottle with the cooler of it. Like I'm fiddling with the straw a little bit, and there's just a little bit of like crimsony, like maroon sparks that are kind of traveling up the glass of the bottle, just gently.
He is not someone you know to be like he's not stupid, but he's no super genius, right? His power comes from his ability to fight. It comes from his ability to just be kind of a cunning bastard. But he's not known to be like Sherlock Holmes. He is looking at your hands, and he knew from the moment he tried to like explode you that you were something else. There's this weird sort of mentality when you face something, when you realize that you are staring at a great white shark that can see you in the water. And he is seeing that now. And unlike maybe your family who would flinch at this, he just kind of watches it. When was the last time you used it?
Well, do you remember? You know what? I don't think I have to dignify that with a response, because I think if you looked, you'd know. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I can see you every time you walk in here, eyeing up to see if someone's gonna take a bite out of you. and you're wondering if they're gonna choke on you. If you ever come around to school like that again, I will snip your fuse so quickly. They will not remember you. I promise you that.
Maybe it's the reaction you're expecting. But he's smiling. A genuine smile. There's no fear in this man's eyes. And it's not because he's not afraid of death, but he is living for the idea of someone stronger than him kicking his ass. With no holds barred. Not like your mom, where she wouldn't just freeze his heart outright, but someone who would be willing to be the shark. All right. Good.
I take the last tequila shot.
We cut away from this scene. A tense, strange scene between a supervillain and a sideliner who could definitely handle him. We coast over. Where do we coast over to, Fern? Where do you find yourself on this lovely, it's what the Earthlings refer to as a Tuesday, on their 8, whatever that means. Where do you find
I don't
yourself?
quite understand their concept of time.
It's really weird. It's really weird. They operate on how often their planet revolves around the sun. It's really weird. Where do you find yourself this day?
I think I don't have to deal with business right now. I've put on a human-like disguise to not scare their kind, because I know I'm not quite what you see walking around. I mean, they're all fleshy and kind of gross, but like, I'll pretend to be one of them for a bit. And she's gonna go do a little bit of sightseeing if she has some time off of her work right now.
You've taken a bit of break from your work this week, both of your own volition, and also the Earthen ambassador, who you've been discussing terms with, the mayor of Bluestone, has suggested that you take a bit of time because she's trying to help you figure out how to go about your proposal. Where do you go first? There's quite a bit to see in Bluestone.
If there's like a park or something like that with wide open spaces.
Yeah. You find yourself in what do I call this park? I'm running out of names. I don't just want to call it Bluestone Park.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah. Let's call it Mapleside Park. You head down there. It's a nice open space. There's this is one of the few places that you've seen where humans don't have just grass in a square area. There's they've still sort of like organized it in that weird way that they insist upon. But there's flowers, there's different grasses, there's bushes, there's vines here and there. This is possibly, with the exception of outside the city, the place within the city that feels the most like home, albeit without 17 different layers of canopy over your head.
The humans did good with this one. All the buildings will make sense to me. Why do you need buildings? This is all you need. But they did good with this one.
What does your human disguise look like, out of curiosity?
So when she's donning a human disguise, she looks like a normal girl. She's got a bit of a pixie cut with her hair like a bright green. To go kind of her style and stuff like that. Eyes are also green to match. She's average height, about 5'5", 5'6". And I think there's some clothes that I've probably not stolen, but like borrowed from some kind of like lost and found bin. possibly like at the mayor's office, like a lost and found, where she's like, I gotta take these.
How mismatched are they? I need to know. How mismatched are they?
They're like horribly mismatched.
Beautiful.
She's found like the brightest colored shirt. That probably has some kind of cheesy logo for Bluestone. Like whatever like town, so there's got to be a town.
Yeah. It's almost like it almost looks like the Paramount Mountain, where it's like a circle with like a blue mountain in it.
Yeah. And then the pants, I think they've been just some kind of like business casual pants. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't know how these got to the lost and found. Like, who lost their pants? Like, doesn't make any sense. How do you lose a pair of pants?
Yeah. Yeah, I am starting to think about the fact that you did manage to somehow find an entire ensemble in the Lost and Found box, and that is starting to confuse. We're in a world where like a man who just summoned bombs grabbed a drink with a dude who could just obliterate him and was chill with that. You finding pants in the Lost and Found is the thing that's like making me struggle.
Yeah.
You are an alien from another galaxy, and that's the thing that's like.
That's the thing that's weird. Is finding a pair of pants in a lost and found.
It's like very Doctor Who. Finds the entire ensemble he needs right when he needs it.
I will say, in this human guise, I don't think Fern at any point has ever walked around with shoes on. Like, perfect. She is barefoot walking through the grass in this park.
Yeah, it's nice to feel it, right? The buildings.
I like to feel the earth under my feet, feel the grass between my toes, a little bit of moisture from morning dew that's been left over.
I love the idea of you just being in this park. Like, the humans did good with this one, like out loud, dressed like this.
Yep.
Yeah, we. Okay. Sorry, I just had to respond to something. You're just sort of wandering through. Are you looking for anything or are you just killing time?
Just killing time. I haven't had too much time to do some sightseeing, so I'm trying to assess some of the sort of the agriculture and the what's it called?
The flora?
With agriculture for now. The agriculture of the human world.
Agriculture's farming.
Yes, exactly.
You mean horticulture?
Horticulture. Yep. That.
Fair enough. You hell yeah. You're investigating the plant life here. Pretty weird, pretty different. It doesn't talk back. That's step one.
What do you mean? I'm trying so desperately to talk to some flowers and shrubs. Like
you're not
conversation starters, are you guys?
They're very antisocial. You do, with your innate abilities, somehow on this alien world that has no connection to the root system of your planet, somehow still responds to you. Like you gesture loosely to some lilacs, and they like turn to address you. But they still, unfortunately, cannot conversate with you. You've tried a few different things. Nothing really seems to work. As you do, you look a small human. You are not a great gauge of ages. Probably on the younger side. Probably on the much younger side. It says, "Are you looking for butterflies?"
Sure.
I don't think you're gonna find any. They went down to Mexico a bit ago because it's getting cold.
What's that?
Mexico? It's another country. It's down.
Is it close by?
No, Mom went there for a business trip and she had to get on an airplane.
I don't understand what that means.
That doesn't mean anything to you. What's a business trip?
An air. I've heard the term air before, but what's a plane?
It's like a big metal bird that you can get into, and you can go place.
You get into birds? That's disgusting.
This is the biggest hurdle in your trip to Earth. Is that some humans understand that they're talking to someone from not around here. Like the mayor knows you're an alien. She knows how to talk to you, knows how to like explain things. And some of them, unfortunately, have no fucking idea. This small human, of course, does not know you're an alien, and this is where a lot of the problems come from, and it's exasperating because what? And at the same time, it's nobody's fault. That's the problem. Yeah, it's not a aerofoils and like how planes work is lost on this 7-year-old.
I'm like, we just fly where I'm from. We don't need birds for that, especially not metal ones.
Where are you from?
Inhumane.
Where are you from? You see genuine curiosity, like, whoa, where are you from? I want to fly.
I'm from Earth. I am from here. Like you.
Yeah.
I love it here on Earth. It's the best, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I miss the butterflies though. This kid starts rambling about butterflies as they stare at the tulips, and you feel like they're probably just going to keep going. Fully did not see your clearly alien like slip up there of and just talking about butterflies now. This human is just oblivious to your nature. However, the construction worker who's sitting at a picnic table, not 20 feet to the left, is staring at the two of you taking a chomp out of his dinner sandwich. Like, he very much has the air of, I guess that's none of my business, and just keeps taking a bite. There's clearly there's clearly more questions here, but he did just hear you say you could fly, so he's like, well, I do live in a city full of metahumans, and some of them are absolutely insane. So I'm just gonna keep eating my sandwich.
Complete vibe of I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. It's the complete opposite vibe of the kid, where it's they want to know, they just don't have the ability to know. Versus this dude who could know but definitely doesn't want to. You are you getting away from this kid, this inquisitive kid who knows too much about butterflies?
Yeah, I think while she's staring at the tulips, just like talking about the butterflies, Fern just like scoots in behind her.
Yeah, and
just like, okay, well, farewell, small humanoid child. I have to go now. Goodbye.
bye. Again, completely over their head.
Just zipping away.
You walk. From this stage, you can actually kind of see a bit of the cityscape, and you can see a bit of the channel where it opens up in front of the city, where the nice blue water exists, and you can see a few ships, a few with sails, a few without. The mayor has tried to explain the difference between the two, and again, I've
just been wanting to jump in that goddamn lake since I first saw it, but they won't let me.
It's very. She's like you can drink from it, but like don't go nuts. And the question becomes like, well, what's nuts? And she has politely asked that you not, because
why would it become a type of nut by drinking water? I am a fern.
She goes in this flashback. She goes, right analogies, not going to work. You have had a talk like this with the mayor before, where it's a bit of explaining back and forth on what you entail and what she is trying to explain to you. The gist that you understand it is this: she, as the mayor of a small city, doesn't have the authority to grant you the water that your planet needs. And so she has asked that you and your security officer by the name of Ember just sort of hang out for a bit while she tries to figure out how to get you on the world stage. And there's a few things she's doing for that. She's like, maybe like a linguist, like if you guys could speak a bit of French or something, that'd be great. By the way, you guys have like picked that up like nothing. The linguist in question would like started to do sign language, and the two of you just immediately had the vocabulary. It's very Starfire rules where you saw one thing or you got one thing and you just had it immediately. You baffled the linguist. You're doing great. But the mayor's still like I need to know how to introduce these aliens from another planet to the UN. It's so high above her pay grade. She has asked like the federal government to help her out, and they're like, they fully just said like, no, I'm not having fun with that. But
I don't want to know.
yeah, effectively, yeah. The mayor came to the government and was like, "Hey, I have 2 aliens here," and they were like,
Just Trudeau eating a sandwich.
"Yeah." And then like Trudeau looked at the meta-human population of Bluestone and was like, "Oh yeah, no, that tracks."
That makes sense.
Fucking
Yeah.
Ford, like, you what?
Yeah. He like puts on a little tinfoil hat. But one of the things that she has to do is to better fit in, because you are, of course, a very different being, is to occasionally do a bit of what she called superhero work. Gives you sort of a good name, helps you sort of interact with some of the people around you, and keeps her streets safe. It's kind of a win-win. And in exchange, she is going to give every resource possible to you and Ember to assist you in this trade deal, effectively. Ember, by the way, you haven't seen them in probably 2 or 3 days, but that's not unwarranted for them. They kind of like going around and doing their own thing. They're not a great security officer, truth be told. Like, you are very much the ambassador. They're very much the security officer. They are, of course, a being of pure fire. And so the whole blending in thing is a little harder. You can shapeshift, they cannot.
Yes, I think they're in more. I think them being by themselves is more trouble than me being by myself. But that's just my personal opinion.
Exactly, and sometimes you'll find the back of the ship and be like, okay, cool, this is the best place that you can be. But more often than not, you don't, because they're out there doing whatever it is that they do. It's not the first disagreement you've had.
Like, if I see a case of arson, I'll know it's you.
It is not necessarily me. I might have sneezed.
Yes, Ember, that's what you do.
Yes.
You set things on fire.
Yes, it's not my fault.
I know it's by accident, but the humans will just think it's arson.
Well, the humans should not build things burnable.
It is an odd choice of theirs, isn't it?
It is a very odd choice.
A lot of their material objects, they like to make them quite flammable.
As the two of you have this little debate in this other flashback, the mayor is just absolutely kneading her fingertips, like, oh, okay. In this moment, however, you see the cityscape. You're on. This city is very San Francisco in that it has a lot of hills and, of course, a lot of trolley cars. Is that the term I'm looking for?
Yep.
Yeah, trolley cars. One of which you see is completely off the rails. And sliding down the hill towards the park. Hey.
No, not the park.
Yeah, the park. So here's the good news, is that the kid found a butterfly. The bad news is that the butterfly is directly in the path of this trolley car.
Quick, let him die! I mean, save him!
We are in Mexico!
We are in Mexico. There's butterflies here.
You and the construction worker both kind of see, like he's a bit further away from you now, but like because you sort of started to walk away. He kind of like heard it and saw it at the same time, and just like starts running for the kid. The kid's mom, by the way, who presumed that this park was safe, and it should be, is over at the playground with her other kid, kind of oblivious to this whole thing happening. What do you do, Fern?
How close is it? Like, how fast? Or no, how fast is this thing barreling towards this child?
I don't. Probably 100 kilometers an hour.
So fast. Great.
Oh! Like, from your knowledge, the kid will die.
Oh, great. Okay.
The thing where there's like 10 kids on the other side, and you have to choose which.
I was gonna say I love this new version of the trolley problem.
You say the butterfly or the child? The butterfly, of course.
You are with
Mexico, guys.
you are within range to do something if you feel the need.
I would let. Is the child the only one who seems to like? Does it look like there's anyone on the trolley car?
You're a little far away. I'm gonna say you're having that thought, and this is the first time that the plants do communicate with you, because you see that some of the tulips that are closer to the sidewalk do like quickly turn and nod, like yes, there are.
I appreciate your guys' input. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm wondering, DM, if I don't.
This
sorry,
is
I'm
I'm less asking you to do a physical move and more seeing what you do as an alien in disguise in this moment, how you react to this.
I would want to fly over and scoop up the child if I can.
All right.
Move-wise, there was something I wanted to try, but I don't know if it would qualify under one of the moves I took. So.
I mean, let me know what the move is. Like, don't let me stop you from using the rules. I'm just being very loosey-goosey.
One of the abilities I took was radical shape-shifting. And I wanted to see if I could just shape-shift a particular part of my body.
Hell yeah.
Instead of the whole body.
Yeah. I'm going to say this right now. This carrot that I am dangling in front of you, the kid will see this.
Mm-hmm.
The construction worker will see this. You don't know about the people in the trolley car, obviously. But there is at least one witness who will understand what's happening, and one witness who probably won't. Let's be real. Kid 7.
I mean, to be fair, like, flying would be the least of...
Yeah, that's also really conspicuous.
I'm so good at that. I mean, the guy... Yeah. You guys see things. This is a weird town. The mayor's told me a little bit about it.
Yeah.
The least shaping.
Are you going with the shapeshifting or with the flying?
I'm gonna go with the flying. Yeah.
All right.
I'll worry about stopping the trolley cart later.
All right, yeah, absolutely fair. You fly over, grab this kid. The kid has the butterfly on her hand, and which is great because it means the butterfly is coming with them, and you don't have to choose. The kid doesn't super realize what's happening as you like pick them up, and like they assume it's their dad, like doing the whole like jump thing, like yay! As you slide out of the way, just in time for the trolley car to and slide on the grass. The trolley is still moving; it is decelerating. You can now see that there are quite a few people on this trolley. What do you do?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna like drop the child off, like the near what?
The big head.
Don't spoil my plan. I just like do a quick like of the child. To just kind of drop her down, not like hard.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, just sorry. I need to do this fast. Told me I wasn't ready.
Football spiker.
Yeah.
You
Just
bane her, you break her back.
oh,
Get going, kid!
stop disturbing the butterflies.
Yeah, drop down the child. Fern, using her shape-shifting ability, she wants to, with one hand, to like grab onto a tree, and with using her shape-shifting ability, turn her arm into like a really long vine and try to wrap it around part of the trolley to get like a grip on it.
So, at this point, because you are using an extensive amount of your plant powers, you, to do this, kind of fall into the grass. And for a second, no. Like, you're not falling face first. You fall and are not visible for a moment. The grass, in an instant, weaves itself up to form your leg and then your waist. And this plant matter is absorbed into you as you regain your normal form. Because you need a bit extra in order to shoot out a vine. You are green right now. The human disguise at this point is a little gone. You can absolutely like snap it back, but in this state of you exerting your powers, might be a bit difficult. You grab onto the tree. You hear the groan of the tree, but it also gives a determined, "We will stand strong," and helps you. Again, you're not sure why they're talking now. You grab onto the trolley. It slows. You've learned a bit about how humans work, and that like fully stopping something would injure them. So you decelerate it, and it, and the end, ding, hits the jungle gym that a few other children are climbing on and staring at this trolley. You, congratulations, have effectively saved about 9 people. How quickly are you getting back to human form?
Oh god, as quickly as possible. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like you kind of like duck around a tree.
Yeah, I think I like actually like up into the tree because then I can like don my disguise again, like have a minute hidden among the foliage, and then just like drop down. Like, what just happened, guys?
Yeah.
Wow, that was wildly crazy.
You drop down. A few cop cars have shown up because obviously this is effectively like a traffic incident almost. They're sort of pouring out. People are getting out of the trolley car, and they are asking. They're asking like what happened? Oh my goodness. The people are getting off. They're a little woozy, but they're safe. The kid is looking at you, but really doesn't know like what to say, if anything. The construction worker is like looking at you, and one of the cops goes like, "Hey man, did you see anything, sir?" And he goes,
You just see Fern. She's looking at the guy. She's just like
you see him kind of
back away from the scene.
You see him kind of chuckle, and he goes, "I didn't see anything, man." Now, whether it was through intimidation or just through him maybe appreciating you saving his fellow man and ignoring everything that you said before, he's helping you keep your cover a little bit. You walk away. As you do, you sort of glance back at the trolley car. The part of one of the wheels has been ripped off, and you can presume that's where the brake system is. And you're kind of noticing, wow, some fire trucks show up, some ambulances show up, a few other cop cars, a few supers, a few metas show up, someone is carrying someone that you maybe don't know, but the people around are referring to her as nursery rhymes, just in case anyone needs some help medically in this moment. But you can't help but think, wow, this really did attract a lot of attention to this one specific part of town. On a completely unrelated note, up the hill on the convoy, we're now heading towards the courthouse. Driving along, we see a prisoner transport. Not used for prisoners at the moment, but rather a witness. It is a heavily armored, effectively a tank, an armored personnel carrier, being flagged by 6 cops and 1 unmarked brown car in the back, who unofficially, she shouldn't be there, but it is Detective Mattia because, supers might get involved. You, Skeleton, have actually I have to honor this. I'm so sorry. You have received a call from Hot Rod. What do you guys want to talk about?
I'll pull up my Nokia.
It's just me going down a highway with in bike form, and my arm has a cigarette coming out at the front.
Is your head where the headlight should be?
No, I think my head's down.
Okay, good, because I hate that image.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Does this fucking guy have cancer and is smoking up in his robot cyborg
yes,
body?
100%. That was when I saw the art. I was like, "Why is he smoking?"
Robo cancer, baby. Robo cancer.
Oh yeah, it's Hot Rod. Hey, Skeleton.
Skeleton's gonna be his little fucking hidey hole, his little hidey spot, and he's gonna be he's gonna hear his little ringtone. And he's gonna fucking shut it off. Beep. What?
Skeleton, is this a bad time?
Yeah. What?
Okay, I got a strange text message.
As he says this is a bad time, you see the convoy approaching. This is genuinely the worst time.
Make it quick. Come on.
I got a text message. There's something going on today. Something about the doctor. I thought you might know.
What about the doctor? Come on, man. Hurry up. I'm at a busy thing right now.
Jack, can you remind me what exactly the text message is?
They effectively remind you of the exact same thing. They are informing you of this witness who is related to the mob, who's probably related to the doctor.
I got something you'll never believe. There's a witness that's being transported today, actually, via some convoy to the downtown police precinct.
I hang up.
You hang up. As you do, you see a black motorcycle pulls up next to Matya's car. With nobody on it.
Oh wait, just an empty motorcycle?
It's him. It's an empty motorcycle pulling up next to Matya's car. That's right. Hot Rod doesn't know Matya. So do you think you pulled up to Matya's car? Do you think you just sort of you're tailing them? They're not stopping traffic from coming behind them. Where do you think you are, Hot
Rod? Maybe I made some phone calls. I know that she's escorting.
She's there? Alright, yeah, that's fair.
Convoy? Yeah.
You do yourself a favor and immediately hack the communications, because why wouldn't you? And you're getting the chatter of just all clear so far. This is a woman's voice. You can tell that it's from her car. You see that she has the radio in her hand. It's clearly Matya saying this. Yeah, looks all good so far. She holds it. She looks at you. She tilts her head and goes, "Oh yeah, hey." Kind of waves. Oh yeah, I haven't met you yet. You.
Do I see Skeleton?
Skeleton's in an alleyway, purposefully getting ready for an ambush. I don't think you do.
Okay.
Speaking of Skeleton.
Yes.
You hear the rev of motorcycles, and you get ready. Get ready. You wait until it's as loud as you can. You push it out. You watch as 3 normal gangers boom, 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 hit into the dumpster. Their bikes stay. They go flying out into the sidewalk, into the open, into full view of cops. You see a single cop like pulls over and like gets out with like 3 sets of cuffs. Like, okay, thanks. Like, that was easy. And you've effectively disabled. You saw 7 bikes, so you know that there's only. Yeah, so really on bike, there should only be 7 guys. This isn't news to you. You've effectively disabled half of their system already. Cool, great. You are at one alley, and on the other one, you watch someone start to jaywalk. And they get in front. As far as you can tell, it's accidentally. They're not really looking up. They kind of got a hood up, and a cop car accidentally hits this guy. Boom. And the cop stops, like peels off to the side, and he starts to get out. And you, Hot Rod, you hear Matu go, "Jerry, get back in the car. Jerry, back!" You watch as the guy who got hit stands. He is now glowing with red energy because the way Metroflex works
Flex kinetic
is that he absorbs kinetic energy and purposefully just got hit with cop car. He grabs the car, fully ignores the cop on the ground, grabs the car and is pulling it along with him. The convoy doesn't super know what to do with this. You hear Mattia barking orders of like, hard left, hard. And you watch as he throws the car like a baseball. It shatters off of the APC and shakes the whole truck and goes, "Give me the fucking guy. Don't make this harder." A few cops get out, boom, 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 and shoot him with physical kinetic bullets. Mattia goes, "Guys, get the tasers, please. Come on." Like fully, like we should so be prepared for this dude. At this point, Hot Rod and Skeleton, what do you do?
I'm definitely gonna rush out, like on full sprint towards Metroflex.
Hell yeah.
Just because I want the cops to stop shooting him.
That's fair. Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna stop shooting if they see some guy run out in front of him, like an unconfirmed or whatever. So he's definitely gonna run out in front of Metroflex, and I think he's gonna try and buy time.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna try and buy time to get like the tasers, or perhaps Hot Rod's got some sort of like heat gun or like electric gun that he could use to stop. And it's not kinetic. He's gonna buy time.
Yeah, so full disclosure, you have already like done a good thing here, which is get rid of half of the bikes, because you can probably tell that they were going to try and like blockade or something while Metro did his thing. You've effectively eliminated that risk. You see some other bikes like pull up and kind of like look and kind of go like no and veer away. The bikes have lost their effectiveness. However, one bike is perfectly effective. Hot Rod, what are you up to?
Well, before you, Jack, would that not be provoking? Like the action of provoking?
Yeah, yes, it would.
I don't know.
No. Yeah, if you, I'm being very loosey goosey with how we set this up because I'm very clearly setting up for a fight next session for when we can actually.
Homework.
Eric did his homework, and I'm very proud of him.
I thought it was going to be like a direct conflict or like.
It will be.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's gonna be. But in the meantime, Eric, yes, it would be provoking. What rule are you instigating?
Me, I would like to turn back to human form, and go up. I'll jump up on the APC. Is that like a big armored thing? Like a
So an APC is an armored personnel carrier. They're using it. It's effectively an army vehicle, but they're using it to transport a prisoner of like high importance.
Gotcha.
Think like a truck covered in thick metal.
Yeah. Right. It's just so that nobody, because if they put him in a cop car, like you can destroy a quick cop car, as you just saw very easily in this town.
Right. I'd like to take a look around. Is there like anybody between him And the APC, like, is there cars, pedestrians?
The only yeah, it's really just skeleton right now. Most of the cops at this point are seeing skeleton run up, and a few of them recognize him either from wanted posters because you've bashed some bad guys, or because they recognize that he can deal with this. Either way, they are like holstering their guns, and some of them are getting out their tasers, which are wrist mounted for this police force.
Cool.
What are you doing though with that information?
So seeing that there's nobody really in the way, I think I'm going to just call out to Skeleton. Say like, hey, it's quite rude to hang up. And I'm gonna like finger gun and start like blast. Oh, maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna like sort of do it to annoy him. Maybe not like hitting him, but just to get his ire on me.
This is to Metro.
Sorry, to Metro, not Skeleton.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, why are you trying to annoy Skeleton?
Don't worry.
I'm like perfectly on board with this plan. Why are we doing it?
I misspoke.
No, it's all good. Yeah, He is gonna make a pierce the veil check. This is gonna be the first check on my part to see if he can sort of figure out what you're trying to do. Metro's not stupid, but he is just the muscle. He fails to figure out that you are clearly trying to get on his case. And he goes, "Get the fuck out of my way." And like stomps, and a chunk of the road comes up in like almost like a sliver. He kicks it. You both manage to duck in time to see this chunk of pavement and the bit of rock underneath go over you, and again bounce off the APC. This was a bit of an accidental hit, but also he is really focused on getting this done. Neither one of you needs to make a check in order to see that the expression on his face is grim determination with no absence of fear.
Okay.
Skeleton, you have stopped Metro a few times at this point, maybe 3 or 4, and you know that failing the mob doesn't look good. And you know that they don't treat failures well.
That's what I'm trying to
Hot Rod. With that, he doesn't maybe notice that you tick tick tick, and have also hacked into what is a little earpiece in his ear. You hear, "Get this done, or your severance package will be in the mail." And then you hear a crackle. You think for a second that it's from the earpiece, but Skeleton, you hear it too. You watch some of the lights flicker. Some of them shatter. We are getting into the evening now as this happens. We're getting into it's sort of later in the year, so we're getting into the 6 or the 7 p.m. And the streetlights have turned on, only to shatter and turn off. You watch as Metro tenses up and looks around. Whatever this is, he's scared of it. And you soon see why. In a heartbeat, standing next to him is a 30-ish-year-old man with a domino mask and a black leather jacket with blue lightning coming up and down. And this immediately escalates how dangerous this is. Metro is one thing. Metro is someone you can maybe reason with. Metro is someone you can maybe stop. Metro is someone who there's a part of you kind of want to help out. But this is Electrolyte.
Yeah.
And he is batshit insane. He puts a hand on Metro. Look at that! 2 toys before we get to the actual prize in the cereal box.
Fuck off, Electrolyte.
Oh, come on, you know I can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
So, who's gonna start us off? Is it gonna be the freak show or Ribcage?
I'm gonna throw a fucking motorcycle at him.
You're gonna throw
I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking grab him. I'm gonna throw a motorcycle at him.
You fully chug a motorcycle. He becomes electricity, enters the cycle, and as it flies off, it as he purposefully ignites the gas inside of it. He stands in front of the explosion and goes, "All right, first up is Ribcage." He crackles into blue energy once again, rides on one of the power cables, and as he approaches, so too does Metro. All the while, a terrified small man in an APC grips a briefcase of his notes and his confession and his testimony and watches in pure horror as the 2 men sent to kill him go up against 2 punk kids.
Oh,
Fucking
run,
no
dude,
way.
run.
And that is where this first issue will close.
Yeah.
Yay! I wasn't necessarily on board with the skeleton, but I kind of like him now.
Thank you.
Fuck up, Electrolyte. I
Oh,
throw a motorcycle at him.
You full closure. Like Electrolyte, in terms of this continuity, is like an old school villain who they're just bringing on as a cameo. Like Metro's the new guy that they're pushing, and you just effectively told Lex Luthor to fuck off. Like it's great. Like
Perfect.
like a dude who is so wildly dangerous in every sense of the word, and you were like, fuck off, man.
Fuck off,
Fuck off,
dude.
dude.
I
This
love
is gonna be an easy job, man. 2 of us versus Metro. I can handle.
No.
Now I gotta worry about Electric Boy shutting down my fucking motorcycle buddy.
yeah.
He'd explode a motorcycle. I am a motorcycle.
You
Yeah,
are a motorcycle.
Full disclosure, whoever came to assist Metro was entirely dependent on who came to it, if anyone came to assist Skeleton.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Just for shits and giggles, because why not?
sense.
I am so happy that every one of you is either absolutely hilarious in character or has the balls of steel to like look at the most.
Guys, I'm a character who's not allowed to be a superhero, and I want to be nothing more but a superhero.
That's fucking great. Because, like, you want to be a superhero. Skeleton doesn't want to be a superhero. He just is.
Skeleton has to, because
Fuck around, like, come on. I
oh,
have to go see what the plains of Mexico are about. I gotta go find some.
We
some
never
birds
meet
that fly.
Fern. We never meet Fern ever because she's on a plane to Mexico. She's like, first class is great. She's had like 3 coffees. And she's like,
That's because we said, yeah, I'm never gonna meet Fern.
She never interacts with the party, but secretly uncovers, like, the hidden plot.
oh, she on her own catches the doctor, like
Yeah.
completely separate of the 2 guys who actually care about it.
Just heads to Mexico and just happens to do it. She wants to find these butters.
She's tied him up. You guys show up. It's like, oh, hi, who are you guys? I'm Fern. Nice to meet you.
she's gonna be real
I
excited
am
to hear
Fern.
that the Butterfly is here, and she'll turn and it's gonna be a supervillain named Butterfly, a fly made out of butter.
Oh,
Like,
I was
an
thinking,
accident.
No.
like a parody of the Monarch from the Venture Brothers, where like he is butterfly themed in every
He's
sense.
totally expecting a brick of butter that has wings.
Has wings. Yeah.
Wings.
So yeah, so like the kid was like, I found one, and you're like, that's not a.
That's
Come
not.
on, get real.
That doesn't look like butter.
First
I've seen
off,
it once in a human grocery store
I thought we were
yesterday.
Canada, so that was a fucking lie.
We are in Canada.
No, butterflies go to Mexico,
They
dude.
go to Mexico.
So
You've been
we're in
lying to me.
Mexico now.
We're not in Canada. We're in Mexico.
Oh, sorry,
One
I get you.
butterfly got confused. What can we say?
One butterfly like hung out in the flower shop, which is right next to the pastrami shop. The flower shop is also operated by one of Hot Rod's casual charity robots.
Very nice.
Oh god, Fern can't go to the flower shop. She'll go absolutely feral. The fact that you've cut up her friends and put them in vases.
I can't wait for Fern and Hot Rod, two complete opposite ends of the spectrum, to bump into each other.
Nature
Like,
and technology.
well, not even just that. Like, naively enjoying life, dying. Like,
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm excited for Skeleton to meet anybody but Hot Rod. Like he already knows Hot Rod. He likes Hot Rod, but he's like
He's had enough of
Kind of abrasive. Yeah.
he knows Hot Rod enough already. He's like
the
oh,
worst.
good.
I need
The
to
worst-
meet Kenneth Kleinman.
Yes.
Kenneth and
What his name's not Kenneth? It's like Cathedral or whatever.
It's Kenneth and Kleinman.
Kenneth.
His parents hated him.
I love that. First off, I do love the sass he gives his sister. Second, I do love that you casually threaten the life of the most dangerous supervillain known to this city, and he was like, "All right," and you were like, just doing shots.
I'm gonna be so drunk in this next battle. It's gonna be great.
Oh
I
yeah.
just like the fact that Kenny lied about the orange juice and then proceeded to pull out said orange juice after his sister left. Didn't bother to even check. She's like, "Yeah, okay, you drank the orange juice, I guess."
I love that he's not even mad that that Short Fuse is like fighting his mother.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, you were near a school, and he's like,
Check that tier list.
all right, there.
I'm kind of playing Kenny a little bit like the Reddit like Batman Bros of like, why doesn't he just like fucking kill him? You know. Well, like a little okay, if we can if we can bring these guys that have done bad things and they can learn from their mistakes, like let's reintroduce them into society. But also, you bombed a school, you need to die. Like, why are we keeping you in prison? Why are you still free?
I love Kenny so much. He's so good. Such a good character.
He is so disillusioned with what his family is doing, but he wants nothing more to be part of the family.
Another point. Full disclosure. Short Fuse is not let free. He just keeps escaping from prison.
Escaping. I know. And one day I'm gonna get him.
No,
Get him. Get him.
I can't wait for that fight if that happens. I was very tempted to have the entire series start with the fight between Arctic Cove and Short Fuse, but I thought nah.
Yeah, I like it. It's so far so good.
Oh,
Short Fuse isn't a good boy like Ragesaurus.
Ragesaurus, yeah. I said to Jack in the car. Jack and we were talking in the car when we were first talking about Kenny and everything. And I was like, yeah, okay, in the Teen Titans cartoon, Raven goes berserk and pulls Dr. Light into like the dark dimension and like fully surrenders afterwards. Like that's the shit I like. And so
yeah.
I like the idea of this giant dinosaur being like, I'm good. I'm great. I'm so good with eating jail meals.
yeah. The problem with Short Fuse is that like he's actually kind of bored because he can beat a lot of people really easily. So like he's genuinely quite interested in Kenny. Like
I want to kill him. I want to get him.
Kill him.
Can I get him? Can I get him?
you can absolutely try. Yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't do a bunch of the dice rolls. I just wanted to introduce the characters a lot.
Cool. It's cool. Introductory session. It works.
Hell yeah. With that being said, same time next week.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. And with that, dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed. Feel free to catch us next time. And by the way, Bluestone is full of supers. If you can think of one, let us know.
Oh my god.
And we will see you in the next issue. Bye-bye.
Bye.